Welcome to Metal Gear Solid 5 Tactical S-Rank. Today we're going to be doing mission number 1, Phantom Limbs, and let's not waste any time and go ahead and grab some diamonds over here. As I mentioned it over in the prologue, the more mission tasks we do and the less time we spend, the more points we're going to get and the bigger chances we're going to get to achieve an S-Rank. Speaking of time, I'm just going to go ahead and skip most of the outposts, because they're not exactly necessary and I already know where Miller is, so let's go. That's one of the funny things about some of the missions in this game, is that you don't really have to infiltrate every single outpost. You can simply just skip around and get to your objective. Speaking of which, if I were to carelessly just move around, I would have been detected by those two guys, so let's go ahead and deal with them.
Focus on the thread and it'll be marked automatically. You can mark enemies and vehicles by zooming in with your binoculars or camera. Once they're marked, you'll also see their positions on the map. Don't leave bodies out in the open. Find some place to drop them out of sight.
Now, if I were to let these two guys go, they will eventually find themselves on one-day car, where Miller is being held, and trust me, whenever that little two-man team of radio men appears, they are bound to find some of the bodies that you leave around, no matter how good you hide them. Or they will start to realize that you left some things missing.
But we don't know exactly where he is. You can keep gathering intel or make an entry into the town now.
That is basically what we are going to be doing right now, but first I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of setting up. I better start marking enemies, make sure I know exactly where they are so I can start making a bit of gaps in their patrols. That way when I extract Miller I find as little resistance as possible. It is going to take a bit of time, so please bear with me. I think it's safe to say that having enemies be able to see you from quite that distance is beneficial. They will fixate on the last place they saw you, whether it is suspicious alert or just flat out combat alert, but whatever the case, they give you plenty of time so you can get out of there and flank them. Thankfully this time I won't have to move them, so I think it is gonna be for the best that I go deeper now.
That's a type of medicinal plant. Bring it back to base. It's sure to be useful sometime.
The good thing about tranquilizer darts is that most of the time you only truly need one dart for the enemy to eventually fall asleep. In this case, I think it was for the best that I let it go for the long game. Gives me time to hide this guy, and by the time I get rid of him, the tranquilizer is going to kick in. See what I mean?
Black carrot. It's something of an ancestor to the domestic carrot. It's also a favorite of wild animals.
Я не хочу умирать!
I really shouldn't be surprised that enemies are being able to spot me so easily, at least for suspiciousness. Because the camouflage I'm wearing is more made for greenery, rather than for, you know, being hidden in the sand of the desert and whatnot. But, I guess it makes sense why they will make this the default kind of camouflage. They want a snake to look all cool, all military-ish, even if it made me a little bit more easier to spot. Ah well, I can deal with that. I know it looks like I'm dragging things out a little, but trust me, I'm actually gonna be able to make the time bonus here. It's just a matter of being fast, but at the same time not rushing, playing it as tactical as cautious as possible, because you never know when you're gonna run into that one stray soldier that is going to find you. So far it looks like everything's good, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot for Miller.
Sun's down already. It goes without saying that darkness is good for infiltration.
Extraction arrived at
You secure the target. I'll send the chopper to get you out. Make your way to the RV. Check the location on your iDroid.
Mission info.
And this is why I spent so much time clearing out as many guards as possible. Now I have a big little hole in their security and I can leave to my heart's content without much worry.
Look well. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. Not so heavy anymore, right? Not so heavy anymore, right? Magic words, boss. I've been waiting 9 years to hear them. Kept you waiting, huh? Come on. Say it for old time's sake.
Wormwood, also known as absinthium. That's used to make your phantom cigars.
Now, as you guys may have noticed with the Fulton extraction prompts, this is a replay of Mission 1. I failed to achieve the S rank before because I wasted too much time destroying the anti-air radar, only to realize that Mother Base support is not supposed to happen at this point, at least not the first time you play. So instead, I guess I'm going to show you the easy way to avoid the skulls and extract Miller. I'm just going to change the LC. And I'm going to put it here because there are still a couple of guards left and I don't want them attacking the chopper.
This is Pequot. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived.
All right. Put Miller in. This is Pequot. There's an obstruction at the LZ preventing me from landing. Request immediate removal.
And after that bit of telekinesis, we did it. We extracted Miller the quote-unquote easy way. But because this is a tactical S-RAM playthrough, why don't we just go ahead and try to do this the more tactical and challenging way, shall we?
Boss, whatever that mist is, it's all around you. We can't see through it. I'm changing the RV so it's outside the mist. Get over there. The chopper will be waiting.
This version of the skulls can be pretty tricky to avoid. If we were to let them be, we will have the two skulls on the left blocking the path, we have one skull blocking the bridge, and then we have one of the skulls taking the other side of the bridge, meaning that a combat alert will be inevitable. What we're going to do here is that we are going to lure the skull that goes to the right of the bridge into following us inside the bridge. That way we're going to have a nice little opening for us to run away. It is going to take a bit of time to bait him, so please bear with me a bit. Okay, I think that settles it. I was just making sure the right skull was following me in the middle of the bridge. Now that it did, we got a nice little opening for us to run away. I think it's a great thing that D-Horse has teleportation powers, either that or D-Horse may be a much better infiltrator than we are. Whatever the case, we made it. Let's go ahead and extract Miller. And there you have it. Phantom Limbs completed with an S rank and showcasing both ways of avoiding the skulls. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one.